Good morning. I'm back outside again. The weather returned. I think we came back at the right time. I think so. Only yesterday wasn't even horrible. I just didn't go out. Well, we went out, but we went out for to look at some property that was not desirable, and to do some cardboard recycling, and to go to the grocery store. The mug is back. I found it. I packed it and brought it home with me. And then it had to do a run through the dishwasher twice because we lost track of what was in the dishwasher. So, yeah, got my morning coffee in my proper mug. And it's garbage day in the neighborhood. Thursday is both knit night and garbage day. So, it's out, ready to be picked up. It must have already been picked up because that guy drove past. Thank goodness. So, and it's quite late in the morning too. It's not that early. So it's very interesting that he's now running by. Also, what happens on a Thursday, and I thought this was going to happen yesterday, but it happened today. The we rent this house, and as part of the package, we have a yard guy. We just pay rent, and the yard gets taken care of. Mostly, we did that because we didn't want to have to buy a new. I'm navigating what I'm going to talk to you about today, as well as my coffee, and I feel the need for more. We didn't want to navigate buying a new lawnmower and all that because what we lived in before was a townhouse with no yard. Therefore, we got rid of all of our yard care. I kept a shovel, a rake, and a sort of hand digger for pots and things. And then a snow shovel because we had a front walk. But other than that, we got rid of everything. So we don't own a lawnmower. We don't own loppers. We don't own all the stuff we would need to take care of a yard. Therefore, when we were offered to have a yard maintenance person as part of our rent, we took it. So, unlike Arne and Carlos, who have an electric lawnmower and they do all the work, I don't do all the work, but I get to have a little garden plot. So I have a 6 foot by 3 foot square, and if you go back and look at the Christmas videos, I planted garlic in December. One little weeny little garlic has survived that planting, which is sad. I think I planted a whole head, so I was hoping for some decent garlic, but nope, I got one. So that's a 1 for 1, right? I planted a head of garlic and I got one back. But the onions are happy, happy, happy. In fact, I think I'm going to get some onion blooms, which I do love onion blooms. So I may just let them do it because it's so pretty. I have already purchased, I got to go find some more herbs. Because I could not, remember I said a couple weeks ago that I wanted to fit my herb pot into the car to come home? Yeah, no, that's not happening. So I bought, I think I've got oregano over there. I found an oregano at our grocery store. And I found a black crim tomato at our grocery store. So those can go in the garden anytime now. I also love, love, love nasturtiums. So I'm going to try and find either a pot or somewhere. I'm looking around the yard trying to figure out where I can plant them. If I can find nowhere else, I'm going to plant nasturtiums in the garden plot and just have flowers all summer. Do love nasturtiums. You can eat them. I don't eat them. They taste peppery. I have eaten them. And they look beautiful in a salad, but we don't eat a lot of salad either. So, yeah, I'll just plant them in the garden if that's what I have to do. I do think, though, if I found a nice pot, they'd look good. And I got red and orange and then multicolor. So it's very exciting to have nasturtiums. Do love nasturtiums. And we are home a full month earlier than normal, or, well, normal, than last year. So things are going to go in earlier. Therefore, I got tons of tomatoes last year, so I'm not worried about the tomatoes. But my nasturtiums, I planted some last year and they didn't do very well. So I'm hoping that I get more action out of the nasturtiums this year. So, on to what I plan to talk about today. Now, this is going to be impossible. I was going to knit you a swatch, but I cannot do that because I've got to hold this phone. I do not have my setup yet. Now, if I had gotten the tripod set up, I would have. Oh, airplanes. Isn't that interesting? Arizona and Oregon, we have airplanes. So, in Arizona, it's jets that fly over, or that you hear. There are other airplanes that fly over, but they seem to get up and out. In Arizona, we're right near an Air Force base where they train pilots. I guess they fly over us on their way to Yuma, and then they do maneuvers over the desert and train the jet pilots, and then they fly back at 10 o'clock at night. So it's like an all day deal. Here we are less than a mile away from a municipal small airplane airport that can also handle jets. The Nike jet flies out of there, Intel Corporate flies out of there, things like that. But the small guys fly over us. We don't usually get it's the prop planes, the little prop planes. So what I was going to do is talk to you about straight needles and when are they good. These are some Black Sheep specific needles that we get in. Brits love the long knitting needles, and that's what these are, the 14, 15-inch knitting needles. And these are wood needles. And why would you want them? Why would you want them? Well, I like to knit on straights for swatching. Of course, if I'm going to make a big project and I'm concerned that my gauge may change, then I'll probably use the needles I'm working on. But what I like about this is it keeps my stitches more even instead of slipping onto the cable in circular, on a circular needle. Most of the time I work on circs because I'm traveling and running around with my knitting and don't want to lose them. And actually, I think I'll do one of these on my next cowl pattern because those, I just need a straight. These are also great for pit knitting. So my mother-in-law knits UK style with a needle under her armpit and the other one out to the side. And I'll show you that, right? Like one under the armpit, one here. And then she does like a ratchet technique. So two-handed, but both arms are basically free. One holding the working needle and one to manipulate the yarn. And so these needles are great for that. But why I was going to show you a swatch, and I will be knitting a swatch today, so I'll show you tomorrow. We got this yarn in while I was away. I had a customer come in who likes to knit Norwegian sweaters, and he used to buy Dale of Norway yarns, but apparently those are no longer available. So a friend of mine at Wall of Yarn, or I'm trying to remember what the Yarn Guys sell wholesale Rauma yarns. And I don't know if you've ever seen Arne and Carlos. I talk about them all the time. They use Rauma sometimes on their cruise, which this girl is getting on as soon as we have liftoff and we can get on a cruise. Tony and I are going to go on a cruise. Tony, you met down in Arizona. We're going to go on the Arne and Carlos cruise as soon as we can get tickets. And you get to stop at the Rauma factory on your way up. So when this customer came in and said, I need some Norwegian yarn to knit a traditional Norwegian sweater, I don't know where to go. I was like, dude, I know where to go. So I called the Yarn Guys, and they sent me enough yarn for him to do his sweater plus a little left over. And I have not gotten this up on the shop yet, but I want to. It is a DK nice twisted 3-ply yarn with great color range, and it is soft. And I talked about this, when did I talk about this? I told you a couple days ago that it might be surpassing my Lopi Love. Well, I'm about to find out today. But sadly, I cannot do it in front of you because I need my hands for both coffee and camera. So I will knit a swatch today. I'll show you the swatch tomorrow. I'll actually block the swatch for you as well so that I can speak to how well it blooms. I'm also going to crochet a swatch. Ooh, that's an I. I'll have to find a G. I will crochet a swatch as well, so those crocheters out there can see how the Norwegian crochets up. But my goodness, this is 100% wool. And it's not, they don't say what kind of wool it is. It's not merino. So it's not even, they've just done something good. Oh, Norsk wool, Norwegian wool. So this is 100% Norwegian wool. They don't talk about how, I don't know how they spin it, but it's not the normal tradition of how do I make my yarn feel soft when it really isn't? Let's spin it loose so that it falls apart in your hands. That is a very common technique, is just spin it loose. But the result is when you spin things loose, you don't get a hardy garment when you're done. You end up with something that pills up fast. So that's my big test is this is plied just like one would expect a nice hard-wearing wool to be plied. So if we can get the holy grail between 100% wool, soft, blooms beautifully when you knit it, and it wears, I am in, all in, and I will argue to keep this on my shelf for a long time. So I may be about ready to dive into some color work, some Norwegian color work. I also went shopping yesterday. We were about to get new knit tradition, the Shetland lace book that I love so much that I can never remember the name of. Watch for the typing when I do this video tonight, and I'll type in the name of it. I think it's Knitting Traditions. We ran out. We're out of them. So we've just had to put in an order for more. The shipping is horrific. Horrific. It is going to cost us as much to ship these books as it is to buy these books. So needless to say, our price is going to have to go up. If you get in and pre-order quickly, and I will add that up today, the price will not be as high. It will just be, I have to go look to make sure I can even cover my costs on the current price. But I will, if you get in and pre-order quickly, I will take a discount and make sure that you can still get this at a reasonable price. It's going to have to go up a lot, like bad a lot, because, you know, shipping. I don't know what's wrong with this world right now, but they are gouging us for shipping. I personally think it's an excuse, but it is what it is. So yes, we are going to have to pay as much for shipping as the books to get them into the country from Shetland, from the UK. The other thing on my docket today, I'll show you. The passports are here for the slow yarn crawl. So, each of your pages, each store you visit or purchase online will give you, oh, let's go to the first page. Each store that you visit, so let's just go over the passport. Cover. We have a cover. We have the front page where we ask that you put your picture in and your information. And you know why? It's crazy. It's too bad. It's too bad we can't just say, hey, everybody on their honor. But you have to put in your picture because we've had, in the past years, people bringing 6 passports in and saying, hey, will you stamp this for my friend and give her free coupons too? Her free pattern downloads too? Even though the friend is at home. So we had to put your picture in, so to keep the honest. On the interior pages, we have the stores who participate. And our participating stores are Apple Yarns in Bellingham, Bazaar Girls in Port Townsend, where I will be next week. And they will have their passports too. Port Angeles, Cabled Fiber Yarns, Great Yarns in Everett, Northwest Yarns in Bellingham, Stilly River Yarns in Stanwood, Wild Fibers in Mount Vernon, A Little Nitty in Auburn. Region 2. Oh, Region 2 is Acorn Street Yarns in Seattle, B-Town Yarn in Burien, Heart to Heart Yarns in Paulsbo, Maker's Mercantile in Kent, Seattle Yarns in Seattle, Stranded by the Sea in Edmonds, and then we move on to Region 3. Astoria has Candy Skein Yarns and Crafts. Oh, that's cool. I don't think I've been to that yarn store yet. You and I in Chehalis. Wow, that's Region 3 is very far-reaching. Jorstad Creek in Olympia, Pearly Shell in Ilwaco, and then Region 3 is also the Black Sheep Yarn Boutique in Olympia, Three Wild Sheep in Chelan. Whoa, that's a wild. That one's going to be a fun one to get. I'm going to do all these this year, by the way. Not Another Hat in Hood River is Region 4. Kennewick is Sheep's Clothing, also in Region 4. The Hook and Needle. Oh, good, we did get one in Spokane. The Hook and Needle Nook in Spokane, and Yarn Bird in Wenatchee. So, I'm not sure why Chelan didn't get. Oh, that is Region 4. Oh, sorry. Chelan is in Region 4. Good. Phew. I was a little worried there. Region 5 is Apples to Oranges in Silverton, Entwined Yarns in McMinnville, Fancy Work in Bend, Knit a Bit in Oregon City, Naughty Lady Yarns in Roseburg, Sethany Knits in Medford, and then the bonus, because two of us actually have shifted to online. Now, just so you know, I'm going to be open this summer quite a bit. Not full on, but there will be announcements on this channel. There will be announcements on our Facebook page. There will be now announcement in Instagram, because I'm planning on a big sale. I will also be after the crawl, but I will also hopefully be at Oregon Flock and Fiber. So Black Sheep Fiber Emporium is a bonus, as is Serial Knitters Underground in, well, they used to be in the Seattle area, but they're only online. So those are the two of us that you probably will have to go online, but you can come to us when we have our big sale this summer. So that is the passport, and they are going out to all of the stores today. My job is to take this list of stores that is microscopically small and pack up their orders of passports to sell. Now, you can buy your passport from any one of the stores I just listed off. You can buy your passport from the Slow Yarn Crawl webpage, and you can buy your passport. Yeah, that's where you can buy your passport. You can buy it from those two places. Well, it's multiple places, right? Any of the stores. If you buy it from a store, you get that first store ticked off. So that's your purchase. But the act of buying the passport from that store gets you a purchase online. So, maybe use that as your bonus. And you will get credit, and you'll get your download codes in the mail along with your passport from that store. So that's your reason to do it. There are a limited supply of swag items also at the Slow Yarn Crawl webpage. I know we have window decals, we have needle sizers, we have some old pins. We didn't order pins this year. We have some notions tins, and we have, I'm trying to think what else we have in there. I think that's it. Oh, no, we have stitch markers as well that you can order that are logoed with the Slow Yarn Crawl logo. And I just got notified that my phone is getting too hot. So that's what's up for today. I'm going to let you go. Tomorrow I will show you swatches, and I'll let you know how far I got on sending all these passports out, because they're going out today in the mail to the post office, along with some of their samples. I also have a whole slew of the projects that you're going to have access to. The problem is I can't show you. The store gets to show you. So keep your eyes open. You'll get to see what the Slow Yarn Crawl pattern download codes are going to be this year from those stores. So keep your eye open. I will try and I'll put links to the Slow Yarn Crawl site here, and from there you can see all the list of stores and how to contact them or how to find them. All right, see you tomorrow. Bye.